What's up, guys? It's the Moral Compass, the Fulfillment King, comic book writer Mark Polton, and in honor of Rippafest, this is a special edition of the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club Deep Cut. What happens when superheroes collide with blood-soaked witchcraft and demonic monsters? Welcome to the horror side of the Rippaverse, a world where blood magic, demons, and mutilation meet the comic book page. I'm your host from the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club, and today we're going deep into the gruesome corners of the Rippaverse. So, for anyone new, the Rippaverse started as an independent comic universe built by YouTuber and musician Eric July. It's known for big, bold superhero storytelling, stuff like Isom, Yaira, and Alpha Core. But in 2024, the Rippaverse decided to go darker. Enter Bloodruth, the first full on horror book in the line, and it's brutal. Written by the Saska sisters, yeah, the twisted twins behind American Mary and Rabid. This comic drips with blood, attitude, and demonic energy. Let's talk Bloodruth number one. Our lead character, Sydney Bloodruth, is a blood witch on a crusade to purify her cursed bloodline. She wields blood magic, literally cutting herself to summon power, and fights off demonic forces called devilings in the middle of a scorched Texas desert. The book opens like a gothic fever dream. Ruined castles, oozing corpses, and monstrous shapes stalking the sands. It's equal parts Evil Dead, Spawn, and a heavy metal album cover. You get pages soaked in red and black, sometimes literally dripping with gore. One moment she's performing ritual magic, the next she's tearing a creature in half. Now, what really gives Bloodruth its horror play is the tone. Every panel feels gritty, heavy, and unapologetic, like an old grindhouse film crammed into comic form. And if you want to crank the mood up even higher, there's a black and white edition. No color, no distractions, just the raw, inky art. It's moody, shadowy, and feels like something you'd find in a cursed long box at a horror convention. But Bloodruth isn't alone in the dark. The Rippaverse has been quietly seeding horror elements across its line, especially in the anthology Saints and Sinners. It's packed with supernatural short stories, cursed relics, deadly spirits, and morally doomed characters. One story, Chasing Ghosts, plays like a paranormal thriller, while Bone God feels like a lost DC Comics nightmare. It's a mix of pulp, morality tales, and cosmic comeuppance, the kind of horror that used to scare you and teach you something. Here's what's fascinating. Rippaverse horror feels different. Most big publishers treat horror as a side genre, but here it's central to the mythos. The devils and demons of Bloodruth might one day share the same universe as Rippaverse superheroes, and the Saska sisters bring legit horror movie credibility. They don't just write gore, they understand fear, tension, and character trauma. That makes Bloodruth hit harder than your average shock comic. Let's be real, this one's not for kids or casual superhero fans. We're talking about dismemberment, occult rituals, and a lot of blood. If you're into Hellraiser, Constantine, or Heavy Metal Magazine, this is your jam. But if you're looking for Saturday morning fun, this will chew you up and spit you out. Still, if you love horror comics with guts, literally, this is worth the read. And that's the bloody tale of the Rippaverse's dive into horror. Between Bloodruth and Saints and Sinners, we're carving out a new corner of their universe, one dripping with magic, monsters, and mayhem. If you dig horror comics, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Which horror character would you love to see Sydney Bloodruth face off against? Until next time, keep your comics creepy, your pizza haunted, and your horror deep. Did you know Haunted Pizza is an indie comic publisher? We have horror titles like Writhe in Pain, Coney Waves, Gun Goth, and Viking Wolf. Check us out at www.hauntedpizzallc.com.